Joyful Monday learners, we're already done tackling the arts and crafts of Southeast Asia. And this quarter, we are moving to the South Asia. For this quarter, we will tackling or talking about the arts and crafts of the some countries in Southeast Asia, such as India, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, etc. So ready yourself as we travel and explore their arts and crafts. To start with, let's watch this short video clip.
छाया आसमां में, देखो झूमता गगन है। छाया आसमां में, देखो झूमता गगन। ज़मीं आसमां पूछ गया है, झूमता गगन। आसमां मेरे झूम ले जहां, ये कैसा नशा प्यार का समा। रही समझ में आसमां, होश तो खोले प्यार तू ले ले संग मेरे झूम जा। कैसा नशा होश है कहाँ, होश तो खोले प्यार तू ले ले संग मेरे झूम जा।
Alright. So I know you already have an idea of which country, kung ano yung first stop natin. So there you have it. Our first destination in South Asia will be India. Today we will be discussing their art and crafts. Did you know that India is one of the ancient civilization of the world? I hope you can still remember Indus Valley Civilization, the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Because in India, the Indus Valley Civilization was the first to flourish, and India was known for their customs. As far as art and culture concerned, India features amongst the top most rated culturally rich countries in the world. Indian culture started to develop during Maurya dynasty pa, and this was led by Emperor Ashoka kung saan siya ang nag-establish ng Buddhism. And during Gupta dynasty, Indian culture reached its peak. Then by 4th and 5th dynasty were considered classical period. And pagdating ng 10th century, dito na nag-start yung mga Muslim armies in raiding India, and they established Muslim kingdoms. Then after that, may mga Mongol Empire naman na dumating sa India. Then after them, the Europeans naman and dumating, tapos mga British. And after a series of discontent and resistance to British rules, India was granted its independence in 1947. While when it comes in handicrafts, the handicrafts of India have been loved and respected worldwide and have left everyone awestruck. Kasi yung Indian art, it is essentially traditional and religious, manifesting a god or his powers. Yung Hindu and Buddhist are arts use symbolism, or yung Hindu and Buddhist arts are use symbolism in every gestures, posture, and attributes of the human figures. And they contain different levels of meaning. So in India, many rural people still earn their livelihood from their creative pieces of art. And India has still managed to preserve its artisans, its art, and its handicrafts. So let's proceed. Ano nga ba yung kasuotan or traditional attire of the Indian people? When it comes in their attire, traditional clothing varies according to ethnicity and cultural tradition of each region. However, the shalwar kameez is the generic term for the Indian attire. When it comes in men, this long loose shirt is called kurta, is worn with lungi or sarong. But today, this kurta ay hindi na lang panlalaki. Kasi today, unisex na ang mga ito. They can be worn with shalwar, They can be worn with dhoti or even with jeans. Pag sinabi naman nating dhoti, ito yung tawag sa traditional clothing of men in the villages. On the other hand, the traditional attire for women, they wear blouse, and over it is the sari or tare. Sari, this is the long sheet of colorful. This is a long sheet of colorful cloth, and it is a traditional wrap and round costume of India. Yan yung mostly na nakikita nyo na parang balabal in Tagalog na nirarap over sa isang blouse or dress ng Indian women. So, this one, nag-originated siya during Indus Valley Civilization. It is one of the most well-known types of Indian wear. Kasi yung sari, it consists of a blouse and an underskirt over which is a cloth. Yung cloth naka-drape siya according to a preferred style. Traditionally, yung sari was a drapery attire. When we say drapery attire, parang nakapatong siya, nirarap siya. But now, there is a substitution for that. Kasi ngayon daw, pwedeng, nabibili na siya na nakatahina or naka-prestige sari, which one can wear like gowns and they don't need or they don't require draping efforts pa. And for the headgear naman, turban was worn in many regions in India. And another type ng kanilang headgear is yung kilalang kilala, which is the Gandhi cap. The Gandhi cap, this one naman, it is a white cap popularized by Mahatma Gandhi. If you know Mahatma Gandhi, he was an Indian nationalist leader and non-violent. This is his philosophy na kilalang kilala, wherein he revered the world over his non-violent philosophy of passive resistance. Si Mahatma Gandhi or Mohanda Gandhi was known to his many followers as Mahatma or the Great Souled One. So there we have it, the Gandhi cap. So remember Gandhi cap, it is a white cap that basically worn by men, Indian men. Next, we have Indian jewelry. The historical background of the Indian jewelry takes us back to the history of the country itself, as both are almost equally old. It was around 5,000 years ago when the curiosity to beautify themselves by adorning some jewelry pieces aroused in people. Since the beginning of the journey, the charm of jewelry and the beauty of Indian women by adorning it never separated. So it is rare to find any woman in India who may not have ever loved to decorate herself with jewelry. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga Indian women, they are full of jewelry. Pagdating sa kanilang head, mga bangles, mga bracelet, mga necklaces, especially mga earrings, even mga nose piercing. So in India, jewelry has not only traditional and aesthetical value, but it is also considered as a source of security in times of financial crisis. The amount of jewelry owned by a woman also signifies her status and adds to the riches in her name. So yung jewelry has covered its journey since the beginning as an evolving art form. So yung beauty of Indian jewelry lies in the uniqueness of its design and the efforts of the workmanship evolves in creating the intricate design. So ilan lamang po sa mga designs na meron yung mga jewelry na ginagamit or wine-wear ng mga Indian men and Indian women. Another trivia for India or from India, we have this called kal or surma. So, ito yung paglalagay ng black makeup sa mga babies. So, remember nyo to ha. Take note of this one. This is wherein you put a black makeup in baby. So, this is an ancient eye cosmetic, a jet black product applied over the eyes. So, ito ay parang mga ashes. They are collect soot or black ash na residue, mga ashes. And minimix sila sa mga edible oil for a shiny finish. So, using kahal on babies is an ancient Indian cultural practice, which is yung mga parents, they are commonly believe na pag naglagay ka nito, it's like our wards of the evil eye on newborn. Moreover, people also claim that it improves a baby's eyesight, though there is no scientific evidence to support this one. So there are a few reasons for applying kahal for babies. Traditionally reason, they said nga na yung kahal it is said to ward off the evil eyes or evil eye as per Indian tradition. This is common belief, especially among elders. Pagdating naman sa beauty aspect, when applying kahal on babies, their eyes are attractive and more beautiful. People believe that it gives a bigger and beautiful look to a baby's eyes. And when it comes naman sa protection reason sa pag-apply ng kahal sa baby is it is also believed to protect the delicate and sensitive eyes of babies from the intense sun rays. So yung kahal, it is made organically at home, also to protect against several eye infection. So that is their reason on why they are putting black makeup sa eyes or face ng babies. And then red powder ang nilalagay naman sa married women. Did you know that this customary practice dating back pa noong Harappa civilization? So kung iisipin mo, so kahit noong naglalagay ng red powder sa mga married women, well, parang naglalagay talaga ng red powder sa mga married women during Harappa civilization? Well, surprisingly, according sa research, yes, because they believe, per Hinduism, women in the Harappa civilization did apply sindor in their hair partition. Pag hair partition, yun yung, like this one, yung nasa screen ninyo, sa gitna nung hair nung married women. So, they're applying this one, it's like a sacred practice na nila sa marriage. Ngayon, in wedding ritual across India, the practice of applying sindor in the hair parting is followed ritualistically. So, nagsisignify daw siya ng good fortune. So, yung sindor, it is regarded and revered as the symbol of Shakti. Ito yung female energy of Parvati and Sati. Tandaan ninyo na this sindor is basically tinatawag din na vermilion, which is made of red-orange tint. And they apply this one to the married women. Now, let's proceed naman to their fabrics and tapestries. So, Indian textile are made of cotton or silk, and it come with a wide range of design. They are well known and admired for their beauty, texture, and durability. So Indian shawls are so popular, especially the pashmina that comes from different regions of Kashmir. When we say Kashmir, this is a place in North India. Ayan. This is a place in North India. So pashmina, it is a fine type wool, and this is made from a fine type of Kashmir wool and are then transported to the valley of Kashmir in northern India, where it is entirely hand processed. Did you know na yung pashmina is it is more than a fashion accessories. It is more than a fashion accessories. It is a ultimate DIY travel scarf kung tawagin sa India. Because it has so many use and it can be used as a scarf, a sun protector, a swimsuit cover, a quick drying towel, a mini bag, or even a light blanket. And yung kanilang pashmina, it has many designs such as tulad na nakikita nyo, floral design, colorful pashmina and such. Another fabric and tapestry is we have mandala. India also have mandala. So mandala, it is a Sanskrit word that means circle, and it is a sacred symbol in Hinduism and Buddhism. It represents the universe, and it is usually circular with geometric and organic design. Pag sinabi natin geometric, if you still remember our first topic, yung elements of design, when we say geometric, ito yung mga shapes such as triangle, circle, rectangle, square, etc. While the organic, these are the flowers, the clouds, the leaves, and such. Usually, these mandalas serve as wall hangings. Now let's proceed. Moving on, the arts and crafts of India. Like what I've said a while back or a while ago, rural people many rural people, arts crafts is their main source of income or livelihood in India. So basically, the main source of employment for many is doing crafts. They are artisans. By the way, you should know pala the difference of an artist to artisans. When we say artist, these are the person who performs any of the creative arts. This can range from paintings to music. An artisans, on the other hand, is a skilled worker. So this can range from uh, basically, kung yung sa artist ay creative art, artisans are functional art. They are skilled worker who make things by hand. So basically, artisans are crafters one. Example is a carpenter. Going back in Indian arts crafts, they have metalwork, woodwork, stonework, and glass work. Now let's start with the metalwork. Since its emergence in 3000 BC or before Christ, India has been evolved in metal working with alloys such as yung brass, copper, silver, gold, and zinc. So religious, decorative, and practical uses are all found for metal work. And the trade of metal product was extensive between India, Egypt, and Rome during this period. Tools of iron and steel from ancient India were of great demand for many purposes. And it is indicated that the first weapons of steel for the people of the Mediterranean came from India. So, yung first weapon na ginamit sa pagkikipagdigma, according sa aside from made out of stone, is also made out of metal. And the first weapon of steel for the people of the Mediterranean is it is came from India. Next is glassworks. So glasswork naman, since ancient time, ginagawa na nila ito. Like most of the crafts, tradition, glassmaking in India is very old. We find its reference in the great epic of India, the Mahabharata. The art of glassware got great impetus during the medieval period or Middle Age. Yung Mughal rulers, they provided patronage to the crafts of glassmaking. And yung credit of introducing the art of glass engraving in India, syempre mapupunta sa Mughals period or sa Mughals craftsmen. Because the Mughal craftsmen excelled in making delicate, foliated design on glass objects. The present-day glass-making industry in India revolves around making items like bottles, bangles, beads, window pens, etc. And up until now, ginagamit yung mga glasswork, yung mga glass pieces to design. Parang ginagamit na siya into interior design, especially sa mga churches. Next, we have woodworks, which is wood carving. Yung wood carving, it is found all over India. But the northern states of India have a rich tradition of the woodwork. So yung Kashmir or the North India are famous for its artifacts made from the walnut trees. Wood carving is done entirely with hand and yung kanilang mga wood crafts are used as a wooden pillars and mga doorways na makikita sa mga temples and palaces. They also make wooden toys which are always in pair. And also yung mga cutlery, they also making those out from wood such as yung mga sandok, mga knives, and etc. They also have stoneworks. So, yung mga stoneworks, yung mga lagi nilang inuukit sa mga stone is usually mga elephants and Buddhist themes. So, these are example of woodworks together with the stoneworks. Next, we have pottery or terracotta. Pottery has an ancient history and it is one of the iconic crafts of the different regions. These are sculpture made in earthenware or clay, and it is used for various practical uses such as jar, vases, and other cooking utensils in India. So in India, pottery or terracotta come in three types. So we have unglazed, glazed, and terracotta. The unglazed one is decorated with painted or incised patterns, just like the picture that you can see on your screen. While the glazed pottery, it contains white background with blue or green pattern, the one in the middle. And lastly, ang terracotta ay objects and figures na gawa out from red glaze. Now let's proceed to their painting. So, more on their subject is aristocratic and romantic painting. So this one is an example of Rajput painting or Raput painting, also known as Rajasthan or Rajasthan painting. This one was developed and thrived in Rajputana's royal courts in northern India. So kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga arts and crafts are mostly nag-start from northern India, primarily in the 17th century. So this one, dispersed pa rin siya from the Emperor of Mughal court, artists educated in the Mughal miniature. So mostly yung mga ini-illustrate nila ay mga Hindu religious epics such as yung mga Mahabharata and Ramayana. And yung mga subjects nagva-varied siya but portraits of the ruling family often engage katulad ng mga ganyan, hunting or yung kanilang mga daily activities. So, may mga paintings rin silang ginagawa na mga scene from the epics or mga Hindu mythology as well as some genre scenes of unnamed people. So, yan yung kanilang paintings. And last part of our discussion is their architecture. So Indian architecture, same with their arts and crafts, Indian architecture is also essentially traditional and religious. It is as old as the Indus Valley civilization that progressed and assimilated different cultural influences. And dito, nagkaroon rin siya ng interaction that came to India, yung Indus Valley civilization, stating na napakakonti lang ng wood, mostly mga desert. Kaya during Indus Valley civilization pa ay mga made out of bricks na yung kanilang mga buildings. Do you still remember yung lumad, which is the clays? Yung mga cities are built of bricks. So the first architecture or Indian architecture have this called stupa or the Buddhist stupa. So this one, it is a dome-shaped monument that was built to store sacred relics. The stupas and temples were built during the Mauryan dynasty. Stupas in the Buddhist religion are a symbol best defined as a spiritual monument. Stupas are small enough to place on mantle or mga huge buildings. Yung structure ng stupa, it is a symbol of the path to enlightenment which encompasses the Buddhist body, teachings, and mind. Kaya yung structures of the monument, it represent the physical presence of Buddha. So, ganito siya. Ganito yung itsura ng Buddhist stupa. And the Great Stupa at Sanchi is one of the oldest stone structures in India and an important monument of Indian architecture. It was originally commissioned by the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka, yung great in the one of the great emperor in the 3rd century before Christ era. Its nucleus was a simple hemispherical brick. 'Di ba? Napakasimple lang mga hemispherical brick structure built over the relics of Buddha. So, teacher, which stone po yung ginamit sa Buddhist stupa or Sanchi stupa? So, basically, yung ginamit nila is sandstone. Kasi nga, di ba, konti lang yung mga wood and stones sa India. So, yung ginamit nila sa paggawa nitong Buddhist stupa was sandstone. So, Sanchi Stupa is made out of locally quarried sandstone. Question: can we enter stupa? So now this will sound funny, but you can't actually enter the stupa. The anda is not hollow. There's no doorway leading inside, and it is a solid mound of dirt and contains relic of the Buddha. Siddhartha Gautama, basically, you go through a Torana and you've entered the stupa. Pag sinabing Torana, this is a freestanding ornamental arch gateway. Teacher, ano sinasabi mo walang doorway? Kasi before, ganito po yung itsura ng Buddhist stupa. So, it is not hollow. So, wala rin siyang mga doorway. So, basically, mag-enter ka on this part sa Torana. Wait. Mag-enter ka dito sa part na 'to. This is, the Purana, the Ark Gateway. So, yun yung itsura ng Buddhist stupa. Next, we have the very famous and well-known architectural structure of India, which is the Taj Mahal. One of the, remember, Taj Mahal is one of the UNESCO's new seven wonders of the world, the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal was built as a tomb for Mumtaz Mahal, chosen one of the palace by her husband, the Mughal Emperor. So, pinagawa 'to ni Shah Jahan, which is the Mughal Emperor, for his queen, Mumtaz Mahal. So, si Queen Mumtaz, she died kasi in childbirth in 1631 after having been the emperor's inseparable companion since their marriage in 1612. So, commemorate, na nagawa niya tong Taj Mahal, or tomb of Queen Mumtaz Mahal. So the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum complex in Agra, Western Uttar Pradesh State, Northern India. So dun siya matatagpuan. And it is considered as the finest example of Mughal architecture. It is a blend of Indian, Persian, and Islamic style. So the Taj Mahal is also one of the world's most iconic monument visited by millions of tourists